Well, so much for 1974. Now we go to 1975, and let's talk about the Dodgers first of all, Boyd. I think the ball club still has to have another good starting pitcher.
I think so. They had an injury last year to Tommy John, and they're very uncertain as to how he is going to come back. And Andy Messersmith tapered off a bit at the end of the year. They could use another pitcher.
Less than 2 minutes left in the game. This might be it for North Dallas. Chicago leading 14-7. North Dallas is on the Chicago 25, first and 10.
This is nail-biting time for the fans, but it is suck-it-up time for the players because they have to score on this drive.
Seth Maxwell fakes hands off instead to Andy Belford, and Belford is stacked up for a 3-yard loss by Alcee Weeks. Boy, they haven't kept Weeks out of there all night.
He has been in that backfield all day. They should give him a uniform the way he plays in the North Dallas backfield.
It'll be a 3-yard loss back to the 28-yard line. The clock is running. I wonder what they're saying as far as strategy is concerned right now in that North Dallas huddle.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. Once again, we're joined by our friend Boyd Matson, who was on the KNBC Channel 4 sports staff when I was in Burbank, and then went on to a terrific career, especially with National Geographic. Let's see, 1979, Boyd, and you were about to leave if you had not left the sports department, and one day you made a call to me. What did you say?
I said, you want to be in the movies. Somebody at Paramount Studios, I don't even remember who, I'm sure it was one of the producers on the film North Dallas 40.
Oh, yeah.
Call me up, as they often do when they want a local newscaster or sportscaster. They call somebody in LA because that's where they're making the movie. They know our face and our voice. And he said, we need somebody to do the play-by-play on this film. We've got North Dallas 40. Well, I'd covered the Cowboys in Dallas. That's where I'd been the sports director. And I knew all of the characters the book was based on. And I used to ask them about that. I'd read the book and I said, sure, I'll do it. And then at the last minute, before they hung up the phone, they said, oh, and do you know somebody who could be the color commentator? Just bring one of your friends along. And I said, oh, absolutely. I was thrilled they said that because I didn't want to do the play-by-play. And I said, I know the best play-by-play guy. I'm going to call Ross and see if he'll do that, and I'll do the color commentating because I can just make up that. Right. And I thought we were just going to go in and pick up this script and read it. And boy, did we have a surprise when we got to Paramount Studios.
We had to find names and make up names and look at the film at least once, didn't we?
Oh, we had to because there was no script. They had already cut the scenes for the game. We just saw the game footage. And they said, you might want to look at this. No kidding. And see what plays are going to happen. They've cut together, and there's no way they're going to change it. The film is edited.
Maxwell's in a shotgun formation on 2nd and 13 from the 28. He fades to pass. What a rush by Weeks, who dumps him. The pass is off, though. Fitch streaking down the middle is in the open. And the pass is no good. Clock is stopped. And now an altercation breaks out on the field among a couple of the linemen.
I can understand why tempers are a little hot right now because the game is winding down to an end, and this is the season for them.
Maxwell is asking for a timeout, although the incomplete pass had stopped the clock. We've got less than a minute to play. Maxwell coming to the sideline to talk to his coach. And you have to think right now that Chicago will drop back on defense and be in a prevent defense because it appears that North Dallas, to win this ball game, will have to keep it in the air.
They don't have the sound effects in. There are no names. There's no nothing. I think we got some names that match numbers of certain players. And so we looked at all the plays, wrote down the names of, they wrote down the numbers, and they figured out what name would go with it because there were some characters that were stars in the movie.
Maxwell brings him out of the huddle, and you know Chicago is going to be coming on this play.
We'll see if they've come up with a good play here. I wonder if Maxwell called it or if the coach called that one over on the sideline.
Huddle lines up on the left, and Maxwell down under center. The clock does not start now until the snap of the ball. Huddle is in motion to the right. Back to pass is Maxwell. It's a draw play to ball play. He's over 25. He's down to 20. First down. And Weeks is hurt on
Suck on that, Weeks.
Chauncey Weeks, the big defensive tackle for Chicago, is down. It looks like he's holding his right knee, Ross. This could be a serious blow to the Marauders' chances if he is out of the game.
North Dallas not only gets a first down, the clock is stopped.
Looked like he got hurt on a play on a trap play. Trap blocked by Joe Bob Pretty and O.W. Shattuck.
Well, Weeks had been beating those two all night long, and they finally got back at him on that play, and a big first down for North Dallas.
But when we're watching it, I look at it and I said to you, wait a minute, that play starts 10 yards behind where the previous play started. If we notice it, somebody else is going to notice that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You said, well, you call the play. And I said, here's what, you just call the play as it happens. And then I'll say, oh, wait, there's a flag. There's a penalty. There was holding. It's got to come back 10 yards. They don't get that big game because they'd gone way downfield. We had to say, no, there was a penalty, holding. It's coming back. And that's all in the film.
Turn right down the North Dallas huddle. Maxwell's in a shotgun formation on 2nd and 13 from the 28. He fades to pass. What a rush by Weeks, who dumps him. The pass is off, though. Fitch streaking down the middle is in the open. And the pass is no good. Clock is stopped. And now an altercation breaks out on the field among a couple of the linemen.
I can understand why tempers are a little hot right now because the game is winding down to an end, and this is the season for them.
Maxwell is asking for a timeout, although the incomplete pass had stopped the clock. We've got less than a minute to play. Maxwell coming to the sideline to talk to his coach. And you have to think right now that Chicago will drop back on defense and be in a prevent defense because it appears that North Dallas, to win this ball game, will have to keep it in the air.
This is also the last timeout that North Dallas has, so they're probably trying to come up with some strategy that will allow them to run 3 or 4 plays in a row. They have very little time left if they're going to score.
Maxwell is signaling to Phil Elliott, and I think Elliott's going to come into the ball game as one of the receivers.
And I'll go with Elliott and Huddle as the wide receivers, and of course, as we said, we're going to look for some pass plays.
All right.
The stars of the film were Mac Davis, Nick Nolte, Charles Durning. 2 players and a coach.
Yeah. And it was obviously based on this North Dallas 40, but when they have cut it to this point, they're not going to spend the money to re-edit it. So we had to correct it. They didn't pay us much money to do this.
As this is the situation facing North Dallas. They've got the ball 18 yards away from the touchdown, but they have only 24 seconds left in the game. They have to score if they're going to tie this championship contest up and send it into overtime.
Maxwell sends Huddle and Elliott to the left side, so they overload Chicago's defensive right side on 1st and 10. Back to pass Maxwell. The lane is Huddle, and the pass is to Huddle on the sideline. However, there's a flag down. Huddle is hurt. Oh, what a hit by Francis Chapman from the secondary. But let's check the penalty marker. And the preliminary indication from the official is offensive holding against the Bulls. So instead of a gain for Huddle, it'll be a 10-yard penalty against North Dallas, and the play is erased. Let's take a second look at that play, Boyd.
You can see this play was well set up as Huddle takes a little step back from the line of scrimmage and takes a swing pass from Maxwell. He is wide open when he starts downfield, but then he grabs his leg, obviously in pain, and Francis Chapman comes up and lays a massive blow on him. There is no way that Huddle is going to make it back in this contest. Bulls are now worse shape than they were before, Ross. They have got only 16 seconds left, but they are 28 yards away from the score.
1st and 20 as Maxwell sets them up. The clock does not start now until the snap is made. Elliott is in motion to the right. Maxwell back to pass. He's going to Elliott. It is complete at about the 15-yard line, but the clock is running.
It's a good catch by Elliott, but he didn't get out of bounds, and they have got to hurry if they're going to get a play off and get another chance to score before this game is over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They got the play off.
Are you still getting royalties on that?
That's what I was going to say. I still get a check every year. It's been $20 a year, and last year I got $30. Are you getting yours?
I've never been paid a cent. What have I missed out on, Boyd?
You've missed $10 a year.
North Dallas has a chance to tie it, and pressure, the outstanding kicker in the league, is in there.
North Dallas couldn't have the ball in any better hands in this case, or I guess you'd say in any better feet than Precious, because he has kicked 43 straight extra points. That's a new North Dallas record, and they are calling him Mr. Automatic.
Campos will snap it back. Art Hartman will put it down. The snap, the ball gets away from Hartman. It's on the ground. Chicago recovers. The game is over. The Chicago Marauders have held off the North Dallas Rally to win 14-13, and what a finish.
It looked like that snap was right on the money. Hartman just couldn't control it as it bounced around off his fingertips. And what a shame for North Dallas after making such a dramatic comeback in the last few seconds to move within 1 point.
Oh, that was some experience, wasn't it, Boyd?
It sounds like we had a script. I can't believe how well you did play-by-play on something that was totally made up. We actually built a story for them for the movie. In fact, Paramount liked what we did so much, they paid us something minimum, maybe $500, but we had to join SAG.
That's right.
And they said, you guys did such a great job. We're paying your SAG initiation fee for you. So they sent us a check to join the union. It got us in the union.
Screen Actors Guild. Yeah.
An agonizing defeat for North Dallas. They thought they had the ball game tied. They felt the overtime was upcoming, but it was not to be. And the Chicago Marauders have won the championship by 1 point.
Hope you've enjoyed your time with us today. Join us next week. We'll be back again with another episode.
We should go into the fortune-telling business, Ross.
Well, maybe so.